Throughout the course of history, the NBA playoffs have provided us with some all-time performances. We all know of Michael Jordan's 63 against the Celtics and Klay Thompson's Game 6 versus the Thunder. But today, I want to touch on some recent performances that I feel have gone overlooked, ones that I've seen that haven't gotten the respect they deserve. With all that being said, let's get into it. Starting off with Kevin Durant's Game 5 versus the Bucks in 2021. This series is infamously known for what went down in Game 7. With the Nets down by 2, Kevin Durant would hit what looked to be the game-winning 3. Only issue was that his toe was on the line, meaning that his bucket was only worth 2 points. As a result, the game would head to overtime. The Bucks would go on to not only win this game, but would eventually capture the championship too. But if we rewind back to Game 5, the series was tied following 2 straight wins by Milwaukee. Making matters even worse for Brooklyn was that their second best player, Kyrie Irving, had gotten injured the previous game. With the Bucks riding this newfound momentum and James Harden playing nothing like his Houston self, the game rested on KD's shoulders. He delivered. In his first full season back post-Achilles injury, Durant provided a game for the ages. He poured in a stat line of 49 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists to give the Nets a 6-point victory. He played all 48 minutes this game and shot 16 of 23 from the field. More impressively, he came up clutch when they needed him most. He would score 20 points in the fourth quarter, including a deep 3 with 50 seconds left to extend the Nets' lead to 4. This performance wasn't just brilliant, it was historic. Durant became the first player in NBA history to have at least 45 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists in a playoff game. People forget this now, but following this game, there was a genuine stigma that KD was the best player on the planet. But because of how the series ended, this notion and performance both go relatively unnoticed. If you've tuned into any sort of NBA media within the past few years, then there's no doubt you've heard the phrase playoff Jimmy. Butler has put on some incredible postseason heroics, including a 56-point outing in 2023. But there is a performance that comes to my mind that I hardly hear anyone ever talk about, and that is his Game 6 in the 2022 Eastern Conference Finals. Let me paint the picture. The Heat were down 3-2 and traveled to Boston with their season on the line. Cue playoff Jimmy. Butler would explode for a jaw-dropping 47 points, 9 boards, 8 assists, and 4 steals. At the time, his 47 points were the 7th most ever by a player facing elimination. And it wasn't just the numbers that were impressive, but how he did it. He completely took over in the fourth quarter, scoring or assisting on 24 of Miami's final 29 points. On top of this, he hit the biggest shot of the night. With the Heat up by 4, Butler was forced to heave a ridiculously tough ball away as the shot clock expired. He of course nailed the shot and extended Miami's lead to 6 with 40 seconds left. The Heat won this tough contest, but unfortunately would lose to the Celtics in Game 7. On top of that, Butler would miss the potential game-winning 3. His missed shot was a hot topic throughout the community following their defeat and completely overshadowed his Game 6 brilliance. Add in the fact that the Heat would get their revenge on the Celtics just a year later, and this performance goes relatively unnoticed. While most casual fans know about this next performance, it does not get the respect it deserves. What Damian Lillard did versus the Nuggets in Game 5 of the 2021 playoffs was the stuff of legends. This was his magnum opus, which speaks volume when you consider the fact he scored 60 or more points on 5 separate occasions. In a double OT thriller, Lillard would drop a playoff career-high 55 points to go along with 10 assists and 6 rebounds. His efforts helped him tie an NBA record as he scored or assisted on 80 of Portland's points. But where Dame really shined was behind the arc. He would hit 12 threes on the night, which is a postseason record to this day. Not only were his numbers absurd, but they were historically efficient as well. Dame shot 17 of 24 from the field and 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Good enough for a 96.8 true shooting percentage, which, you guessed it, is the highest in playoff history. Tired of me saying that? Well, I'm not done, because this performance earned him a game score of 55.9, the highest game score ever recorded for a playoff game. Seeing the numbers is one thing, but watching what he did on the court adds levels to his greatness. The difficulty of the shots he was making showed he had entered a zone only a few have ever been able to emulate. To put it simply, the Dame Time moniker was living up to its name. With the Blazers trailing by 3 with only seconds to go, Zero would hit a step-back 3 to send the game into overtime. The first part of OT saw Denver start to pull away and even take a 9-point lead with just over 2 minutes remaining. That's when Dame decided to take matters into his own hands and go on a solo 12-0 run. And he would cap this off by hitting yet another game-tying 3, this time to force a second overtime. The man simply couldn't miss, and don't just take it from me. Take it from Austin Reeves, who literally went viral for thanking God following one of Dame's rare misses. Lillard would continue the spectacle into the second overtime, finishing the game scoring 17 of the Blazers' last 19 points. Unfortunately, his efforts wouldn't be enough, as Portland would lose this game and the series in 6. Regardless, Dame put on one of the best showings in playoff history. Had this performance been from a player with the stature of a LeBron or Steph, we'd be hearing about it nonstop. But since it resulted in a losing effort and the fact it was the Trailblazers, it doesn't get brought up the way it should. Finally, I want to briefly talk about Chris Paul's Game 6 in the first round of the 2022 playoffs. The Suns were up 3-2 in an unexpected dogfight with the 8-seeded Pelicans. Star guard Devin Booker went out with an injury in Game 2, causing him to miss the next 3 games. He'd make his return in Game 6, but Paul would steal the spotlight in this one. He would put up 33 points on a perfect 14-14 shooting from the field. CP3 set an NBA record for most shots without a miss in a playoff game. The Suns needed all of it too, as they barely scraped past the Pelicans with a gutsy 114-109 win. Quite literally, the perfect way to end a series. The Suns were going to be upset by the Dallas Mavericks in the second round, highlighted by the infamous Game 7 massacre. Considering the mannerism of how they went out and the fact they fell short of their title aspirations, it's easy to see how this game gets overlooked. These were just some games I felt like haven't been talked about enough in NBA Discord. There's a few others I have that come to my mind, so let me know if you guys want to see a part 2. What are some performances you feel like have flown under the radar? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thanks for watching as always, and until next time, peace.